Hey, it's Jave and Andy from Two Dudes Reviews. We're here in sunny Southern California on a Thanksgiving weekend. It's Black Friday. That's why I'm wearing the sunny shades. Because actually, we're in a relatively shady area here of Stone Brewing Company, Stone Brewing Factory Company. What do you? We're here with Jessie, and Jessie was our tour guide earlier, so we were able to wrangle him into doing the hard labor of explaining exactly what the heck we're drinking here today, and giving us more than just a layman's review on some of these beers. Pliny the Elder, the holy grail of IPAs.
Is that an insult? We're at Stone Brewery, which is one of the most amazing flippin' breweries on the planet in IPAs, and we're calling Pliny the holy grail. But
what do you say?
I'm going to take a neutral stance.
Oh, well, see
so
that?
PC.
See that?
Love it.
Let me say up front, I love this beer. Do I think it's the best IPA out there? No, and I only say that because the fun of being a brewer is improving on your part.
Okay, I get
the
that.
idea that you got it right the first time.
So you're saying they're resting on their laurels? They got the Pliny, and they're like, we're gonna just do Pliny from here on out.
Let me put it this way:
we're making money. Let's do that.
I'm a musician.
Yeah.
And I love
Likewise.
Fender Stratocaster.
Yeah.
To me, it could be called a Fender Stratocaster.
Okay.
Of IPAs,
but this is the Gibson Les Paul Studio Standard,
this
baby.
is like a AC/DC SG.
Yeah, it's the SG.
Oh, nice.
The Angus
Okay.
Young
Yeah.
SG.
Nice.
Okay, I got you.
all right, well, so
Ruination.
Ruination, which is without a doubt.
And we've adapted this recipe a bit, and people were kind of surprised that we were willing to change something so precious to us. But it goes to what I was saying about wanting to not maybe rest on wanting your beer to reflect what you do. So we took a beer we originally made, I think almost as a reaction. Just a little side note, we years ago almost went out of business because the first beer we ever made was pale ale.
Okay.
People told Greg no one would ever want to beer that beer.
Okay.
We became a distributor. We started distributing for us, but people wouldn't distribute for us. But that being said, maybe Ruination is a reaction to that because we decided to make a beer whose IBUs were above the human palate's ability to.
Sure.
Yes.
A little more than more. Like the regular everyday beer drinker ain't going to want this crap, so I wouldn't produce a whole lot of that. It's never going to be successful.
Right, well, we did anyways, and you know, this sort of reflects where we went because, sure, it's still got that West Coast citrus backbone.
Right.
But probably where a lot of us brewers.
well, let's start.
Sorry.
So let's start. Now let's start as a baseline.
Sure. Okay.
With Pliny the Elder.
Right.
Cleansing our palate with Pliny.
Cleansing
our
our palate
with
with
Pliny.
Cleansing.
All right, so we're gonna start this way, Jill.
And this
tell
is
us.
Jill. We've got two hot chicks here. Jill,
Three
of course,
guys,
on
two
one
hot
side,
chicks.
and my wife Alice is over
And
here.
a bunch of them.
All right,
hot chicks.
so Jill, what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's 400.
Kind of like a wine review.
Is this
It tastes like wine. Tastes like beer.
It's
What is it?
It's got a big hoppy flavor to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of light and crisp.
What?
You know, you said citrus on this one, but I'm not recognizing citrus on that. Sentinel, is that a Sentinel?
I would say we're getting some pine.
Yeah, Pliny.
Yeah.
So for me, Pliny, when I first had Pliny, what blew me away about Pliny was that it's got a real big hop nose. It's really big and hoppy in the front end. Then it kind of mellows out a little bit, and then it finishes real clean and rather quickly.
Yeah.
So you don't get that long bitterness that goes so far and so long beyond.
I get a little of that grapefruit blunt tartness.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
At least in the
Pliny the Elder. You want to pass it? We've got all of our family here because it is Thanksgiving weekend. Today is Black Friday.
Okay.
So
You get to try Pliny the
Excellent
Elder.
gateway IPA.
What is it?
Gateway IPA.
IPA.
That's called Pliny the Elder.
Find it?
Pliny.
Pliny?
Pliny the
It's
Elder.
very
Famous
All right.
grapefruit.
Roman
What
historian.
am I supposed to do with it?
Drink it.
Take
drink
a sip.
Just taste it. All right, so to go from Pliny, we just talked about the gateway, right? Real crisp, real clean, real simple, and it may make you cough. Pass it around. And then we're going to move to the Ruination IPA, which is what we're just talking about, right? And check our list here. This is the Ruination,
This
right?
is the Ruination 2.0, and this is a beer that you can find in pretty much every grocery store I think I've ever been in the country. It's relatively easy to find. How many cases
I
of
like
the
that.
Ruination do you guys do per year that you send out to the country?
I actually really like it.
I did too.
Okay.
We don't like beer.
It's
We
year-round beer.
stumped the guy from the
It's
company.
year-round beer.
How funny is that?
I know. It's a grapefruit because it
Yeah, I would.
tastes like grapefruit.
Goodness in a glass.
I love this beer.
And you
Yeah,
know what else?
it's a
I
beautiful
don't
beer.
even know.
It's, you know, so
$20
more
a bottle.
viscous.
Oh, that
it's
is?
got
That's
it's
why
got a
we-
lot more body
No,
than that Pliny the Elder that is so light and bright and crisp, and you notice it's a lot lighter than this more amber color here. I have to wonder if it's a higher alcohol
You drank
content,
it all.
right?
It's definitely it's double IPA. It's 8.5%.
Nobody said
Oh, I
it
Okay, so a little bit, a
You
little
didn't
bit.
ask me.
Grain bill is massive. It's hot.
I'm sorry, we'll go glass.
That's okay. No, $20. I don't.
No.
No, we filter it. That's what makes
They
it look
didn't
so
even ask
beautiful
my
and gem-like.
About.
Well, and I got to go back to James said something about the Ruination. You can find it. Stone has done a great job of making a phenomenal beer. They reproduce it consistently, which is what makes really most successful beers. But also the Pliny the Elder, because it's such a small brewery
Is that the same
comparatively.
stuff?
We just toured the brewery here, and it's massive, right? So for such a big brewery, they can produce, and that speaks also to the incredible ability of the brewers here to reproduce the beer on a consistent level with a product like
Not as
grain,
good.
which is never the same, right? Or hops especially, which is never the same. So to reproduce a beer on a regular basis, one of the things about Pliny the Elder is it's really hard to find.
Yeah.
I think as much the flavor is wonderful. The profile, the beer is a phenomenal
But
example
the
of an
fact that
IPA.
it's allocated, tough to
So,
find, almost brings
so
up
rare.
its mystique. That's
Right.
Yeah.
it may be warranted, maybe not so warranted. I got to tell you, on the Ruination, I find a very interesting off note there. And maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I think when you taste beers, everything is subjective. What I might think is a great cigar, a great wine, or a great piece of meat, another person might think is horrible. For instance, when I was a kid growing up, my dad always loved a great ribeye, and I loved a great filet because I liked the texture of filet. I didn't like to chew through the fat. I didn't like the fat content of the ribeye. As I've gotten older, I've enjoyed the ribeye a little bit more. So it's very, very suggestive. I think that the Ruination has a little bit of plum in there. There's some type of a fruit that's in that I didn't get from the dry pininess of the Pliny the Elder.
Right. One of the benefits to it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to this. Jay, what are we drinking next?
This is the Citra.
Citra. So this is Kern Brewing, right? Kern Brewing Citra IPA. So
You would
I've never
expect with a name like Citra, it's going to be very citrus.
Citra hops,
forward.
probably.
And what's the Kern?
Kern Brewing? It's a
that
different company.
It's a brewing company.
Give it a taste and tell us what you think, Joe.
What's it, Kern?
They do a lot of good
Which is why you serve it.
Now, we're not drinking any barrel-aged stuff here. That's for a future episode here on Two Dudes Reviews. But, Jessie, tell me a little bit about your experience with barrel-aged brews and what makes them a little more expensive, maybe a little tougher to dial in.
Yeah, something I always love sharing with folks, especially if I'm not familiar with the beer making process, is that barrels are a lot like people. They're all different. A lot of them come with baggage, which can be a plus and a minus. And as a barrel ager, you got to harness what really nature is doing. I didn't know.
What?
Negative connotation.
No comment.
Yeah, he doesn't know yet. He doesn't know yet.
Negative.
But, you know, barrels, you know, you think about whatever the resident wants. Like,
Yeah.
let's say bourbon, and all the vanillins you get from the bourbon, they're there. Plus, white oak already has vanillas in it. Any residents already there, like wild yeast, which you can't really extricate from barrels. They're all going to do their thing to it. So, as a barrel ager, you've got to understand how nature works
So-
to harness it.
Go ahead, Jill. You go
'Cause I'll
first.
forget.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
How often or how much does the barrel change the color of the beer?
I would say
Right?
every
If
time.
we're doing a
Every
whiskey or
time,
a
every time,
Merlot
yeah.
barrel.
Yeah, at least a little every
Significantly?
time, for sure. I mean, well, it might make it a little darker, maybe cloudier.
What was that beer that we had? Wasn't it Zinfandel? Was it Cab?
Get a
Put
beer.
your hand down.
It's a Pinot.
I'm sorry.
It
It was
Okay.
they were Pinot Noir.
Was
It was Pinot.
Okay.
I'm really
I
curious
just
to
remember
know the
wonder
thoughts
on
on
the
this beer.
Yeah.
We're reviewing beer.
Back to
Let's talk
us.
about
Tell
that.
us about the Citra. What did you get off of that there?
Well,
With
Cit-
that lipstick smudge.
Citrus, that
happens to be
lemon, or oranges?
within the top favorite
Or grapefruit.
hops out there.
I kind of taste in that
It's
one that we
just
like.
a
Yeah.
pure unadulterated grapefruit. And I think it's a balanced hop. So if we have an IPA that showcases it well, I get excited. It's also one of those hops that we're getting more and more limited supply of.
Right.
It's so popular that you got to have good contracts if you're lucky enough to get some.
Right.
I get less of the grapefruit on this
I taste
than we
more
had in the
lemon.
last one.
Yes, I
kind
agree.
of the citrus flavor
I would
to
agree
it.
to you.
Yeah.
It's definitely the citrus.
It's not as viscous. It's still a little malty compared to the. I'm taking everything right now back to
That's what they get for
the Pliny the
those.
Elder, which was our baseline. Obviously, the lightest in color, and so everything else seems to have a little bigger malt flavor to it, and it's got a little more viscosity to it.
Yeah. And some herbs in there as well. Lemon basil at the
there you
finish
go.
on
Okay.
this. You know, there's a citrusy and a bit of a spiciness to
Herbal
it
bit
there.
to it.
An
Okay.
herbal bit to it.
Nice.
Delicious. And sorry, the other side of the table does not get to share this.
It's all right.
It's gone.
Good.
All right.
Good.
So what's the next one?
One
here?
more. This is the unfiltered.
So this is Enjoy By. So it's one of the cool things that Stone does, right? Stone puts an Enjoy By date. With IPAs, a lot of the time, the fresher the better, right? Because the essential oils and stuff that are in those hops are going to dissipate over time. And in a barrel-aged beer or in a darker beer, that's not as important, correct? But when it comes to an IPA, when you get that fresh, that nose of pine and that initial punch, right? That's what we're looking for when we're drinking IPA. So they put an Enjoy By date. If it's after that date, and
Now, hang on a second. I got to play devil's advocate here for
Okay.
a second, because for about 18 months, rewind 2 years ago, Budweiser, Coors, Miller, you know, the big guys who are doing Pilsners were all promoting the whole Enjoy By date.
oh,
Right?
that's,
I mean, with
come
a
on, dude.
Pilsner, I mean,
really. Okay, Enjoy By.
really.
Yeah, that's a marketing
So,
gimmick.
listen.
right? It's a marketing
this
gimmick.
is-
But when it comes
with
to an
this-
IPA,
the respect that we have for Stone Brewing, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not a marketing deal. There's certain
No.
beers you can lay down and you want to age, and other beers you want to drink relatively quickly.
right?
If I've got 4 or 5 celebratory bottles of beer, we're talking to the bottles of beer that cost $8, $10, $12, $15, $20 for a bottle of beer. That's a lot of money. What do I want to lay down? What do I want to drink right now?
Right.
IPAs, barrel aged, etc. This is the guy with the
IPA right
logic
now.
right here.
All Greek Janine.
So you're asking about the notion of having it fresh.
Sure, a drink by date, yeah.
You know, I can see why it could feel like it's marketing, but for us, we're one of the first to put Enjoy By Day on our bottles in the United States, and the reason for it is you know, craft beer is an education. I'm telling people it's education to the palate.
Yeah.
There's a sort of strange human connection between appreciation and understanding. You know, a lot of folks, the first IPA, they're like, what is this bitter abomination?
Right.
Somehow it gets the hooks into them, they start learning about hops, and something magical happens with it being appreciated. We really wanted to put our values on a label and sort of educate in a way of saying, like, look, freshness matters so much to us. Instead of the typical 90-day window, we're giving you 35, because this IPA is about over 12 hop varietals.
Instead of the typical 90-day window, we're only giving you 35. Drink this shit now. Sell more beer.
Drink it now. Drink it now. Get it now.
And I'll say this: the neat part about this, you know, talking about size earlier, and
Yeah.
you know, the cool part about craft, you don't have to be big, obviously,
Right.
to be craft. But what our size enables us to do is put our money where our values are. I saw the neatest blogger in London. She loves craft beer. She was raving for the fact that she got an Enjoy By within that window from here, Southern California, to London, under 30 days, and she can have it fresh. And she's so excited to have it. I think that's the neat thing we can do is deliver it.
Very cool.
And it, you know, it's also neat to be small and
Yeah.
to make your batches fresh there. We happen to have the infrastructure and be fortunate enough to do an unfiltered. Unfiltered is great. I prefer it.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of the fruity esters, spicy fennels.
It does have a lot of fruit, and then there is that. No, there's definitely that spice to it, herbaceousness to it.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful, beautiful beer.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
totally get all of the spice out of the nose there.
Absolutely. That's a great beer.
Almost has some,
I wish I could take credit for it.
it almost has some wine, some Chardonnay crispness to it on the nose, but more like a
Let me
floral
try it.
crisp. Nope, sorry, drinking all of it right now.
Enjoy By right now.
I want to try it.
Enjoy By right now. No, fantastic.
So listen, here's the secret you've been waiting for this entire video, and it's coming from Jessie right here. If you're going to buy a collector's beer from Stone to lay down for the next 10 years, then 10 years from now is going to be
No pressure.
incredible.
Yeah.
What would be your pick? What should somebody go out right now today and purchase a bottle of this to lay down in their beer cellar?
Their beer cellar.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, you know,
Barley
the great part about this answer is this is one of the beers that we actually make a bit more of.
Okay.
I would say it's a double master.
Okay.
We make it. It's a seasonal, but it's one of those beers. It's 11%. It's the I call it the barley wine version, the arrogant bastard. It's much smoother because of the additional alcohol, some sweetness there. But that beer, you can put 10, 20 years behind it, and it just smooths out. It gets warm and delicious. It's not cloying in any way. I always tell people I don't have a fresh beer, but I do have a desert island beer.
Yeah.
That is my desert island.
That would be it.
Double bastard.
Nice.
If I can take a keg out
I
with
can
me.
take a keg with me, right?
With the 5 CDs, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, gotta have the Dark Side of the Moon.
The thing
in
about it's
there.
high in alcohol,
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's got 3 calories.
Oh,
and
perfect.
it's high in alcohol.
You're gonna survive on it.
So if you're
I like
alone,
it.
it's sad. It's high in
Down on an
alcohol.
island. Okay, the
And of
calories.
course, you gotta
and
have Wilson.
Wilson, right? I want to something else here real quickly while we're sitting here and we're running out of time. So if you've never been, or if you have an opportunity at all to make it here to this brewery, I'm a big steel and wood guy, and everything here is steel and wood.
Yeah.
So it's totally up my alley, and Stone, of course. Absolutely phenomenal place to come, enjoy a meal. The food is fantastic. Obviously, we're fans of the beer. Get on down here if you can. If you're in San Diego, it's not too far a drive. You're in LA, it's not too far a drive.
Putting on my sunglasses, you're on fire.
Come on. Jessie was talking earlier about Stone Brewer being the third largest tourist attraction
Yeah. Wow.
in North County, San Diego. And I would imagine the tour here being, ultimately it was sold out 3 hours ahead of time. We made reservations, thankfully,
We got
through the
lucky.
PR girl. Thanks, Lizzie.
Yeah.
If you have an opportunity to come down here, see how beer is made, see about how Stone does what they do here, but also the grounds are absolutely spectacular. It's a great place to come for a meal with your family and your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesse, Andy, Jill, Allison, I'm Jay. It's Two Dudes Reviews. Make every day of your life be the good life.
Thank you.
Cheers.